Hey, what's going on, you guys? Like, welcome you guys to the channel show. Big Dog back with another one take review. There, I got one for Lucifer season 5, part 2 or part B, whichever one you want to look at it. And obviously, these usually contain spoilers because that's the only way I can really give you a good indication of as to how I feel about the season. So if you have not seen Lucifer season 5, part 2, I advise you to watch because I do think it's interesting and to make some interesting decisions that I think some people are either going to be on board with or off board. I mean, or like completely thrown off by it because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of thrown off, but like I did think I enjoyed the season overall. So that's like the quick non-spoiler summary for you guys. But like, let's get into like a few spoilers, and I'm obviously not gonna be able to go through every single detail that happened within the season, but I'm just gonna probably like hit some of the main points. One of the biggest cliffhangers from the end of the first half was God showed up. Like God showed up in this season, played by the guy who used to do the I know him from like the commercials. God, I can't think of. Wow, I should have had this already pulled up. God, give me a second. Yeah, this is. Come on, big dog. Come on, big dog. I'm from my city. Wow, this got me going through all these. Nonetheless, God shows up and pretty much starts the fight between Michael, Lucifer, and Amenadiel and Maze. So, okay. Dennis Hayes, Haysbert. Dennis Haysbert. Okay, he prays. That's who prays God. Okay, so he's here and he's trying to like make amends with his relationship between him and Lucifer. Lucifer constantly tells him like, "Hey, yo, Michael did a lot of bad stuff. Like, why is he still here?" God pretty much say, "Hey, I'm banishing you back to heaven," which is like the greatest banishment that is humanly possible, or like, or spiritually. It's like the best thing that can happen to him because like, oh, okay, I got in trouble. Oh, well, I got to go back to heaven. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. You feel me? So I was watching and I was just kind of like, okay, cool. I'm wondering how they're gonna do this. And like, you have God who kind of definitely feels like a fish out of water, and sometimes, which kind of is weird considering like it's God. You know what I'm saying? It's like he sees all, knows all. So like, there are times where he can't even catch up on like a simple sarcasm, you know. So I was just wondering, okay, how is this going? This is weird having him here, and then there's a time where like he gave up his power and like replaced it, and you start to slowly realize like Michael has a hand in everything, and where God just pretty much like, I think I'm retiring as being God. I was thinking to myself like, dude, you're on Earth. Are you not listening to the prayers right now? Like the people sitting up. It's just like you're not like paying attention to anything that's happening to you. Are you even listening? Because like we know they listen to the prayers because we're talking to Miss Lopez. So we know he listens. And like, but like what the other part of it is, it's just like this weird thing. A minute they're having this whole thing about his son not being an angel. him and what's the name? He mad. She's mad at him because she's like, "Oh, you think angels are better than humans?" She's like, "Obviously." I'm kind of like, I'm of the same mindset. Like, obviously they are. I'm like, I'm sorry. Even though like they come down, they have like this whole righteousness, but like, yo, this just like people look at being good or just good as a bad thing. I'm just like, okay. Overall plot of this season is who's replacing God as the new God, because like he leaves and go to a whole nother dimension in which his wife is like the God of, which I'm just like, okay, I remember that happened, so cool. We get to see her again. Voila, that's great stuff. So it's either between Michael and Lucifer. Honestly, two bad choices overall. One of them used to like lead a rebellion against heaven, and the other one is just like a piece of shit. So I'm like, you mean to tell me couldn't have find any better candidates? A minute there, I know you don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? You become worldly and you just enjoy stuff in heaven. I mean, like on earth, but like, dude, bro, I mean, you got two bad choices. I love Lucifer, the character on the show. Make sure I clarify that. But like, bro, I'm like, it's the two terrible picks. But nobody else wants the job. Nobody wants the responsibility. Lucifer, he wants it because he wants to show Chloe that he's worthy of her. Idiot. She loves him already. Um, and Michael just pretty much like wants to run stuff, even though Michael obviously a terrible person over here cutting people's throats. I'm just like, bro, what in the hell is wrong with any of y'all, okay? And that's where it was cool. The thing I wanted them to get back to the most, that I felt like the first half of this season was lacking, was like the detective work. It was too much lovey-dovey stuff, and I still feel like that way. I feel like the relationship was better when Chloe and Lucifer wasn't together. Well, I feel like the show was better when they weren't together. Now that they've actually like got together, I kind of feel like it's suffering from that. Okay, you had an end, and you probably should have left it there. Okay, but I do feel like this part is better than the first half, but not better than the other previous season, the previous first 4 seasons. Okay. But even though I know we have a season 6, which is going to pretty much be like the end all be all, which I hope they got a pretty good storyline for that. But I do like where this one was going, and I do think they hit on a couple other things. It's like Maeve having a soul. The musical was funny, and you find out that it was got God controlling it. And then when Daniel died, that was very well executed. I cannot deny that was probably one of the best executed episodes or scenes that the show's ever had. Even in a world where we know like, oh, we can like visit him and stuff, and like he's still gonna be around. The guy, the way when he died and like they announced his death, and the hospital scene, which Trixie broke me. I'm not gonna lie, when Trixie showed up, I was done for. Your boy, did I cry? Yes, I cried. Okay, boy, Trixie got me. Okay, because it's just like, I don't know, I'm not as immune to death as I used to be. Where at one point in time I was in my life, you know what I'm saying? It's starting to like affect me a little bit. Because I used to be numb to it, but now I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So when that happened, like, this little girl, like, where's Dad? Where's my daddy? Then she walked up to Lucifer. She's like, Lucifer, tell me it's not true. Because if you tell me, you know what I'm saying, I know it's true because you won't lie to me. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, what in the hell is going on? I'm just in there watching. I'm not like boo-hooing. It's just like rolling by. You just kind of like, he called Trixie. You know? So I was like, okay, that was good. And then we all realized it's still all Michael. So we get to a epic showdown at the end where Maeve has already given up her immortality early in the show, and some kind of way gives up to Chloe, or not even gets up to Chloe, but like Lucifer goes to heaven first in the flames, but he's only able to last a minute. We have the showdown between him and Michael. It's just so many different things, so many different working pieces. Well, they end up realizing like, okay, Lucifer is the best choice, and we've seen like, it's crazy that his brothers and sisters didn't realize like Michael was not a good choice. But I understand why they wouldn't want him either, Lucifer either, because it's like, dude, you literally tried to take over. But it's like, bro, that was millennia ago. Like people changed. Like, bro, you can't give me a millennia to change. Like, I haven't even been doing anything lately. You know what I'm saying? So I get that. Overall, I was excited to see Eve back too. Eve is one of my favorite characters. Okay, like she's like the sweetest thing, and like her and May's like relationship, I think it's always great. We have a couple new characters. Not a lot of them get a lot of time, but I think that's cool for now because I think we still have another season to go. And I really want to see how this is going to be because Chloe was about to retire once Lucifer got this promotion. So God's gone. Lucifer's gone. Like, how does this work in the foreseeable future? How is him and Chloe's relationship gonna work? How is him like listening to prayers, deciding what should and shouldn't be done, being a part of some situations, not being a part of others? this is going to be very, very complicated. And like, that's one thing I think a lot of shows do. They get very complicated and overly ambitious. So I don't want this to do that. I kind of hope something happens where they just dial it down and like we get a sixth season like the first four where it's like pretty much detective work and we don't have to deal with like so much celestial stuff because like like that stuff playing a part obviously because it's stuff like but like too much of that kind of takes away from the essence of what the show is. And that's why I kind of feel like season 5 has been, even though I do feel like part 2 or part B was better executed in that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's on the time was here, but overall I enjoyed the season. It didn't fall off a cliff because I feel like it was going towards a cliff with the first part, but I kind of feel like they straightened up. Like okay, we know what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you guys let me know what y'all thought about it. And another thing, I think part 1 might be better now that part 2 is here. That was the only thing I think. It connects pieces better when you get like part 1 and 2 at the same time. So that was another thing I had to mention. But yeah, you guys let me know what y'all thought about it down in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys staying safe. When I catch up with you guys later. Peace.